What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE facing a major lawsuit, rumors of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H splitting up, Ronda Rousey blasts Natalya, AJ Styles appears in TNA, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE facing a major lawsuit. Topping the news today is a report that a national law firm is investigating filing a shareholder suit against the WWE. Business Wire reports, the Shaw Law Firm, a national shareholder rights litigation firm, announces that it's investigating claims on behalf of investors of World Wrestling Entertainment Inc. for violations of the securities laws. As you probably figured, the potential lawsuit stems from the recent news that the WWE's Board of Investors is investigating one or more non-disclosure agreements signed by female employees who had an affair with Vince McMahon. Business Wire added, the investigation focuses on whether the company issued false and/or misleading statements and/or failed to disclose information pertinent to investors. The WWE is the subject of a June 15, 2022 article in the Wall Street Journal titled WWE Board Probes Secret $3 Million Hush Pact by CEO Vince McMahon, sources say. Next up, a rumor on Stephanie McMahon and Triple H splitting up. Now there's a wild rumor that needs to be addressed concerning Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's marriage. Wrestling premier power couple have been married since 2003, but there are murmurings that the two have separated. PW Torch's Wade Keller addressed the story during a recent PW Torch audio. I know when Hunter had his health problems and then Stephanie stepped aside, there were, I don't want to say rumors because that's overstating it, there was conjecture that maybe there were marital issues that they were dealing with. I'm told that's just flat out not the case and they are a team. While the wrestling world is full of rumors, and in light of the recent revelation that Vince and Linda are said to be living apart, it was inevitable that somebody would question whether Stephanie and Hunter were experiencing similar problems. Next up, did Stephanie resign as a power play? Keller also addressed the possible corporate intrigue surrounding the timing for Stephanie stepping down as chief brand officer. Chiefly the question as to whether she knew about the WWE Board of Directors' investigation of her father and decided to step down in order to make a power play later. There are rumors about why Stephanie stepped away, and I was told by somebody pretty plugged in that it didn't have to do with the knowledge of this story being worked on. Now that's one source. It's reliable and plugged in, but I'm leaving open the possibility that stories are connected. While Keller isn't ruling it out, he said, but at this point, my leaning is to believe my source on that Stephanie did not walk away knowing that this was coming up, waiting to swoop in and take over. Vince McMahon's classic ruthless aggression promo doesn't just apply to the ring, and fans can be sure there's going to be plenty of corporate wheeling and dealing in the midst of the WWE crisis. Next up, Stephanie moving into a CEO position permanently. And indeed it appears the WWE could be in for a major shakeup, Keller noted, but that does not rule out that this isn't a major turning point in the power structure of WWE, especially if the NDA that the Wall Street Journal obtained, and that if the board obtains discovers that there have been goings-on with Vince McMahon, that they will find morally objectionable and unpalatable to continue working with him and allow him in power. The WWE board could find itself with no choice but to remove Vince permanently as CEO and chairperson due to his actions being seen as a liability to the WWE. We've discussed this in our news videos and in special in-depth videos examining the crisis and what it means for WWE, the McMahons, and Vince McMahon specifically. Could Stephanie step into power permanently? Well, Keller added, some of the things I'm hearing make me consider the possibility as worthy of conversation that this could result in Stephanie taking over as head of the company. Now, we mentioned previous stories of how Stephanie McMahon presents a friendlier face to the WWE's business aspect, and in light of Vince's latest escapades, she may be the only alternative if the WWE's board of directors wants the McMahon family name attached to the brand without the stigma Vince McMahon currently has. That's not to say Stephanie's road to a permanent seat as CEO and chairwoman is guaranteed. You may recall the Business Insider story insinuated Stephanie stepped down as chief brand officer because she wasn't meeting the WWE's expectations. And many believe someone leaked the story to discredit Stephanie, but who? Next up, Ronda Rousey blasts Nattie Neidhart's weird sister fetish channel. It looks like the feud between SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and Natalya is getting the social media meltdown treatment as Rowdy Ronda and the Queen of Hearts are dishing out the digs on Twitter. Ronda recently tweeted, "Someone needs to tell you your discount OnlyFans sister fetish YouTube channel is weird and embarrassing." Rousey included a link to their YouTube channel, which, well, maybe you can judge for yourself. Natalya had some fun at Rousey's expense, tweeting, "It was either do a channel with my hot sister or bring people to a rock at the back of my farm to cry and talk about conspiracy theories. I chose the sexy sister thing, because we might be weird, but we're not as weird as your hot takes on life. Next up, Pat McAfee working SummerSlam. Now, is Pat McAfee wrestling at SummerSlam? Now, it sure looks like it could happen after watching a furious Happy Corbin confront SmackDown's color commentator after Corbin lost to Madcap Moss. While the two didn't scuffle, McAfee led the fans in mocking Corbin at his loss, and given Corbin's thin skin, it may seem like the not-so-happy wrestler will seek revenge. Meltzer recently shared his thoughts on the situation, saying, "It felt watching it, I don't know this, but it felt watching like they're gonna do McAfee and Corbin at, like maybe SummerSlam. With SummerSlam coming at the end of July, it's likely the WWE wants a strong undercard for the last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar." Next up, Booker T criticizes Adam Cole's size. The former world champion Booker T is prone to a bad take here and there, and his latest comments relate directly to current AEW wrestler Adam Cole. During his radio show, Booker would discuss the current state of the AEW roster, and this is when Booker took exception to Cole's size. If Adam Cole has to have surgery and he's down for 6-9 months and he, loses any more muscle, it's going to be hard on this brother. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's about $160. We got to get more weight on Adam Cole. You know what I mean? That's his problem. He's light, bottom light. We got to get some muscle on this kid. That's probably one of the reasons why he's going out there getting hurt, because he can't be the schedule at AEW. What do you think of Booker's comments? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Tammy Sytch losing attorney. Tammy Sytch has a serious criminal case to deal with, but she may be navigating her way through the criminal court system without her current attorney, that being Stephen De La Roche. PW Insider's Mike Johnson recently reported that De La Roche has petitioned the court to be allowed to withdraw from the case, arguing, "An impasse has been reached in the handling of the case, making it impossible for the client and attorney to continue working cooperatively on the case. The client has not complied with the terms of employment agreement with this attorney. The client will not be prejudiced if the undersigned is permanent to withdraw. Sytch can't afford to get a reputation as a troublesome client if she wants to find effective counsel. This could be more bad news for the embattled WWE Hall of Famer." And finally, AJ Styles appears at Slammiversary. Last but not least, congratulations to Impact Wrestling on its 20-year anniversary, and kudos for the WWE for letting the Impact Wrestling legend appear during the promotion's Slammiversary pay-per-view. Styles, who wrestled in Impact from its starts as NWA TNA Wrestling in 2002, worked in the promotion as a top star. He appeared via video for Slammiversary, recalling some of his legendary bouts and thanking the fans for their support throughout the years. Styles also thanked the WWE for letting him make the appearance, commenting, "I want to thank WWE for allowing me to do this, because they understand that this is a special moment for me." But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.